Well, good morning from the Hill. This is the Hill Homestead. I'm CC Caps. Channel is the Hill Logic. It's somewhere right around 7:30 in the morning on Thursday. And when I first started doing these videos quite some time ago, I kind of tongue in cheek said that I wouldn't guarantee I wouldn't break into a rant at some point. And while I usually enjoy a fairly even temper, it takes a lot to rile me up. I I've had enough. So there's no advice or anything else coming from this video. What you're going to hear is a 70-year-old man that is fed up. I retired. I think I was about 64, something like that. I retired, and when I did so, I was single, and uh, the people at Social Security told me after I asked, they didn't volunteer anything, but after I asked about taxes, they said, "Well, you don't have to worry about it. You're on Social Security. You don't even have to file if you don't want to." And that sounded about right. I worked hard all my life. Okay. So fast forward a couple of years, and I remarried, and my wife got a fairly good career going, and life was running along pretty good. And then all of a sudden, as she advanced, I'll say, and as my little old pitiful colas took effect, somewhere along the line, we passed that magical mark where your money doesn't belong to you anymore. It all belongs to the government. So after doing some checking, and much to my wife's credit, she tried to tell me 3 or 4 years ago that I need to start having withholding on my Social Security, and I held steadfast on what they told me when I retired, not realizing that being married changed it. A little bullheaded, I might say. However, this last week, for the first time, I went down to the Social Security office and started having taken withholding out of my check. Now, if you've ever tried to survive, or you know anybody that survives on Social Security, we're not talking about a great deal of money. However, while our little old colas that add $10, $15 a month don't seem like much, when that plus and plus and plus is coming out, it's noticeable. It hurts. I've been working, paying taxes since I was 16 years old. I worked hard. I I climbed whatever ladder I could climb in whatever company I was with. Uh, Created a fairly comfortable career for the time I spent. And one would think, I guess, in a perfect world, that that'd be enough. But sorry to say, it isn't. So now it looks like it's going to be about 3 grand a year out of my little Social Security windfall, they call it. Uh, going to be just gone. Now, I don't have a way to replace it. I'm damn near blind, so going to work's not going to work. Getting a part-time job just isn't in the future for me. So um, someone has to take that hit, and unfortunately, it's us. Now, I've never been against paying taxes because I understand that in a perfect world, again, those taxes are what keeps our infrastructure moving. It's what keeps our company civil, our country civil. Um, but it's compounded. This anger I'm feeling is compounded by things like recently in the news where I don't know, a kabillion jillion dollars is being given to other countries to fight wars that have nothing to do with me whatsoever or anybody I know. Um, it's going to fund people to sit up in offices that have been there for 20, 30, 40, and 50 years that make 100 and something thousand a year, under 200,000 a year, but somehow in 3 or 4 years have become millionaires. Some of them billionaires. Yeah, and this doesn't compute. And then, when you get to a certain age and you can't work anymore, you have some choices. You can either stay busy on a hobby, which I really don't have any, stay busy visiting with friends, which I really don't have any. I'm a man on an island, for God's sake. Um, all I do is stay home every day, waiting for my wife to come home, which is the bright part of my day. No frills. So you're either going to turn to television, which I do not want to sit in the house on television. I'm not going to, as far as that goes. I've piddled about all I could piddle. I never knew what piddling was until I retired, but I've piddled about all I can. I don't know what else to piddle with. Swap tree leaves. I don't know. So TikTok and YouTube and have kind of become a little bit of my entertainment where I can feel like I'm in the real world talking to real people. And now my tax dollars have paid somebody to say, oh, no, 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 no. You can't have that no more. We're going to take that away. It's just absolutely ludicrous to me. We have veterans in this country right this minute that have no homes, no food, no medication, no health services. We have seniors that are deciding between electricity and pills, medicine. We have the homeless in the greater numbers than we've ever seen before in my lifetime. But yet we're spending $90 billion or some ridiculous number that most of us can't even fathom to bolster up wars in areas that we have no business even being in. Come on, guys. You don't have to be 70 years old to smell the stink in that. You don't have to be 70 years old to smell the stink in our capital. These fools that other fools elected to send up there and have continued to leave them there, it didn't take a rocket scientist to smell the stink on that. We as a society buried our heads in the sand like an ostrich, and these corrupt criminals have taken advantage of it, of you. They've taken advantage of you and me. Because out of sight, out of mind, they can do what they want to up there in Washington. We can't do a thing about it. Half the time, we don't even know it. And if we do think we know it, we think, yeah, you're going to pass Bill A. That's great. What we don't know is the behind the door scenes, the midnight agreements where there's other bills tacked to it that we don't really want. Nobody wanted to be in Ukraine. Nobody wanted to send money over there. Not anybody I know anyway. But that doesn't seem to matter. Because the days of us being the boss and them being the employee are way, way past. And if you can't smell the stink on that, you need to get a new smeller. I think our society's smellers are broke. That's what it is. Wake up. You've heard the saying, wake up and smell the coffee? No, wake up and smell the stink. It's overwhelming. And they're not done. They are not done. Until they have us beat down and masked up and sitting in the dark, not minding their business, it's going to continue. Until as a nation, we stand up and smell the stink. As a people, as Americans, we stand up and smell the stink. It stinks, my friend. I'm not smart enough to tell you what to do about it. I don't know. I'm a man on an island. All I know is if it was a company and I was the leader, I'd fire every damn one of them and start new. Couldn't be any worse. Well, sorry about all that, but I'd like to say I feel better, but I really don't. You guys have a great day. Be kind to one another, love one another, and be verbal about it. And from the Hill, have a great day, and goodbye.